My name is Alex, your friend and host, and you're watching Rhyme Time Tours, the series where we take you to tour the most elevated homes in Rhyme. And today we have a $17 million Disneyland-like home that will absolutely blow your mind. So when you're ready, let me show you a real good time. Now before we start the show, let me give you a little bit of the stats. You'll want to pay attention if you're considering this to be your next habitat. This home is situated in West Vancouver with an almost 1 acre plot of land. It has 7 beds, 8 baths, over 10,000 square foot of living space with 30-foot high ceilings. Now there's no way you can't tell me that's not grand. And let's not forget the private swimming pool, gazebo, basketball court, and soccer field. And there's too much more to mention, but we'll show you that in the tour, so make sure you pay attention. And let's start at the entrance here, and that's where this tour will begin. Let me show you why this mansion reminds me of Disneyland. Let me show you why this might be the perfect inn. So the first thing you'll see walking into this property are these dual private gated doors, a way to keep out uninvited guests, a way to keep your house yours. And walking down this driveway, you'll start to see the house reveal itself. Hiding behind all this beautiful scenery, it'll start to reveal its true self. And as you're looking at this house, there's no way that you can't tell me that this structure doesn't remind you of the Disneyland castle, and we've got the secret key. But just wait, before we head inside, let's take a look over here first. You have a beautiful garden and water feature, and if you take a careful look inside, you just might see some beautiful creatures. Now what do I mean by that, you might ask? Well, don't worry, it's not anything weird. You just have schools of fish hiding behind the lily pad here, but don't scare them or they might disappear. Now before we talk about the house, let's talk about this driveway because I really like how it's designed. You have one way in and one way out to make sure that you're never blocking anyone from behind. Now let's see the other part of the driveway. There's no way you thought that was it. Coming down here, we have access to our garden and second garage. I see the glimmer in your eyes. That's the spirit. We have a garage up there to park all your daily drivers and a garage down here to park all your collectors. Now let's do this tour a little bit different. Let's start from the back of the house because this house selling points are all back there. It'll sure to get you aroused. So walking in from this side entrance, the first thing that you'll see is this beautiful greenery and also these beautiful tiles. It's a walkway worthy of a little screaming glee. Let's go all the way down this path to see the first 2 highlights of this home, and that's gonna be the basketball court and the soccer field, a place to do all your recreational sports. How nice is it to have a basketball court in your backyard? You can invite your friends over to do a little bit of one-on-one. But after you score all these 3-pointers and they get a little angry, you gotta remind them, whoa, relax, it's just for fun. And after scoring all those 3-pointers, you need to take a break from using your hands. Well, perfect, because you can come to the soccer field over here, a second place to impress all of your friends. Did someone say Cristiano Ronaldo? It's okay, I often get mistaken for him. But with a private soccer field to practice every day, there's no reason not to get mistaken for him. And of course, even though this place is set up for basketball and soccer, you can really do whatever you want here. Maybe juggle a little bit of badminton birdies. Never mind, that's a little weird. Okay, that's enough of this area because this is not where the highlights are. We're gonna be moving back to the main backyard area. It is gonna be 10 times better by far. Okay, now come here and take a look at this. Didn't I tell you this was gonna be amazing? There's so many cool things I want to show you here. It's gonna be absolutely breathtaking. Before we talk about the obvious pool, let's first head over here to the gazebo. I mean, how cool is it gonna be when you tell your friends that you have a gazebo? Here at this elegant little gazebo, you have a nice undercovered area to protect you from the sun. From here, you can watch your kids and your family friends' kids play basketball or soccer, and you can sip a cup of tea here because you don't really like to run. Now, before we talk about the other features, let's just take a moment to appreciate. Let's take a moment to take in all of this backside space of the house. Feels like your own private paradise. This is like your own little private resort with everything that you need. Well, I guess you could use a few more butlers here because if we're gonna be here, you're probably gonna have a lot of mouths to feed. Okay, let's come here and look at the pool. This is not your ordinary pool because this is a pool not just for show. There are a lot of things that are gonna be really cool. Over here, we have a diving board and you must be wondering what for. Well, that's because this pool has a deep end deep enough to dive into to make sure that your head doesn't hit the floor. And over here, we have rails that you can use to pull yourself out of the pool. Because how lame is it to push yourself out of the pool? You can save the embarrassment of looking like a fool. And of course, outside the pool, you have an area over here where you can get your tan under the sun. And if you're feeling a little bit mischievous, you can spray your friends with the water gun. Pew pew. But this isn't just the pool, because it has a jacuzzi as well. And the really cool thing here is that these two things are actually connected. Now I'm going to be using this pretty often, that I can already foretell. And if you look closely over here, the jacuzzi has a slide as well. So you can take a warm dip in your jacuzzi and slide over here to the pool. Now tell me, that's gotta be swell. Now moving on from here, we're gonna head towards the house. And over here you have a little resting area for all those extra little people in your clubhouse. And as we're walking up here, I want you to take a look at these California looking palm trees. It almost feels like I'm in a Disneyland paradise. I can almost feel the warm breeze. But life's not all about play. We have to consume food as well. Well, good thing we have the barbecue here in this area. I can already imagine the smell. What's wonderful about this space is how everything is so beautifully incorporated. You have the barbecue over here and then the sink over here together. I really like how it's located. And as we've gotten our food, we need a place to eat. So we can come over here to this outdoor dining area, a place where you can eat all of your tasty meats. Over here, we have the outdoor appliances to make sure you never get cold, because it's honestly the worst to be shivering while eating your food. Good thing you got it temperature controlled. And if you wanted to crank up the heat just a little bit more, we can come over here to the fire pit to roast our chocolate covered s'mores. Or maybe you're a guy like me who's a little bit of an alcoholic. Well, good thing we can come to the bar area over here and ask the bartender for a drink. Cheers. Now that we're done with the outdoor space, it's finally to come on in. Let me show you just how comfy this place is. Let me take you on a tour of this magical inn. As you first come in here from the backyard space, you'll see this grand combination of the kitchen, dining, and living room. You definitely won't feel like you're in a crowded space if you live here, unless you're the king of some country, then I shouldn't assume. Over here is a nice little living area where you can sit with your friends and family to relax. They even have a built-in television and fireplace here so you can be nice and warm as you watch that movie climax. So after you watch that scary movie, it might be a little bit scary to go to bed. Well, good thing we can come over to our coffee machine and grab a drink. And here we can wonder, why don't we just watch a Disney movie instead? And right below you have a wine cooler as well, because maybe you're not a coffee kind of guy. You like to drink your problems away as you sit in the corner and cry. Well, let's come over here to the kitchen. If you love to make food, then this place is going to be an absolute blessing. You have everything you need here to make the ultimate cuisine. That's assuming you know how to cook. That, I'm guessing. Here you have a huge island table where you can lay out your 30-course meal. You also have 2 separate sinks here, so you'll never have to fight with your spouse. That's a pretty good deal. And over here, of course, we have our Wolf appliances for all your cooking and baking desires. And also this beautiful wood-encased refrigerator where you can put your extra supplies. And over here is where your piano room is going to be. Wait, did someone say piano? Oh, we already know what time it is. It's the time for me. You can sit here and enjoy the beautiful scenery outside, because there's no better feeling than letting nature and music be your guide. Moving on from this room, we're gonna head to the room where our main entrance is. Here, you can experience the 30-foot high ceilings. Did you remember that from earlier? It's on the pop quiz. This is a place where you're gonna be welcoming your guests as they come in. A very spacious space to accommodate a lot of people with a fireplace that's built in. Now let's finish with the last 2 rooms on this floor before we head upstairs. Over here, we have the bedroom and the office. Let me take you to show you the wares. This is the bedroom where your guests can stay, or your grandparents if they live with you. The good thing about this bedroom is that it's close to the entrance, so the time they spend walking up and down the stairs will be very few. And this bedroom, of course, has a very pretty washroom with kind of like a modern Sherlock Holmes kind of vibe. It has two sinks over there for the grandpa and grandma. And over here, you have a walk-in closet that comes just as described. Next, we're gonna walk to the room right beside, and that's where your office is going to be. It's gonna make you feel like you're some sort of big CEO, which you are. It definitely has a very exquisite taste that I'm sure you'll agree. This is the office that's gonna make you feel like a super spy. You can sit here at your beautiful desk as you look at your real estate guy and say, bye, bye, bye. Now there's one more place on the first floor that you absolutely need to see. If you have a family living with you here, this room is going to make your life so much more carefree. Over here is the mudroom where your wife and children can go in and out. And if they ever have dirty clothes, they can just throw it in the laundry after their basketball and soccer workout. And of course, you're gonna need a fridge right as you walk into the room so that you can grab a bottle of water when you come back from the playroom. And let me show you the walk-in shoe closet where your wife can put all of her shoes. They really made sure there's enough space for it. That way your wife can't explain that there's not enough space as an excuse. That's pretty much all of the first floor. Now, do you wanna head upstairs or down? You wanna head upstairs first? Well, okay, you're the boss. Let me show you around. This is gonna be our first bedroom with a full bath and a double sink. This is probably where one of your kids are going to stay, but the next rooms are gonna be so much better, so make sure you don't blink. From here, we're gonna go to the second bedroom, and it's gonna be so much better than the first. In this room, you can see all of the backyard area. It's gonna be so much more fun. Now that's endorsed. Now look at this chair over here. This is insanely cool. Now, how do you even sit in a chair like this? Oh man. Okay. Tell me, do I look like a fool? Okay, there's no time to rest. We have to keep going. There's still so much more to cover. Let's keep the pace flowing. This is our third bedroom upstairs, and it's bigger than the last two. And it also has garden views of the backyard area as well. Each bedroom is getting better than the last. That's true. Now for the next room, we have a whatever you want kind of space. You can turn this into an office space or a bedroom. It's up to the owner. That's case by case. And over here you have a nice circular space which you can make into a walk-in closet. I'm sure this is definitely more than enough space for you to make a clothing deposit. Now it's time for us to head to the master bedroom. But before that, we have a shared washroom over here. One you can share between all the rooms. Oh, and one more thing, you have your laundry room over here. So you have that laundry space down in the main floor, and you can also do your laundry here on all your different tiers. All right, master bedroom, let's not get off track, but first we have to cross this beautiful walkway, which we could use as a little racetrack. So now that we're over here in this room, let's first head over to the right. This is where your master bedroom is, and look at this beautiful cabinetry. It's pretty tight. Over here on the other side is a huge walk-in closet area. I'm sure this is enough space for both Mr. and the Mrs. so that you can both enjoy the euphoria. And talking about Mr. and Mrs., let's come to the master washroom over here. You have your Mr. and Mrs. sink so that you don't have to keep yelling into each other's ears. Now we've covered all of the upstairs, it's time for us to head down. There's still so many more cool things to see. I'll show you around. Now that we're downstairs, let's first head over here to the right. This room can be for a guest or maybe your nanny. It's good to have that kind of foresight. Moving forward from here, we have our kitchen and exercise place. If you want to do a little bit of meal prep and get in shape, then this is going to be that place. Now look how big this lower floor is. There's definitely more than enough space. You can host a grandiose party here. This can be the showplace. You have a fireplace over here where you can sit and cuddle around on those cold winter days. Maybe read a book here as you enjoy the fire blaze. I don't know about you, but to me, this is super cool. Let's take a moment to appreciate because these are probably worth more than a crown jewel. Over here, we have the entrance to the theater room. It kind of looks like we're going on an adventure. You have your little treasure chests outside. Okay, now it's time for us to enter. Inside here is your theater room and it gives that adventure vibe as well. I love the red walls and beautiful seats here. I'm sure this movie experience will definitely excel. Now let's head over to the bar here, and I love how the colors fit into the overall experience. I absolutely love the black on the wood. That is absolutely gorgeous. In the bar here, you have all the utilities you'll ever need. You have your mini fridges, washers, and wine coolers too. Just make sure you hire a bartender who's worthy enough, a bartender who can come through. Talking about color schemes, let's move to the washroom over here. I love how the colors match the bar as well. Now that's good taste, we have to make it clear. Now let's keep going because I want to show you something absolutely insane. Because over here is where you have the lock to your secret storage space. And on this wall, just look at this and how it's made. I absolutely love the attention and detail of this place. So that was the full tour of the house. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see tours even bigger than this, then make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in a bit.